Hi folks, welcome to another Boats and Bits. In this episode I'm going to take a look at this 4G camera that I got on AliExpress. With all the recent storms over the winter, it's always a bit nervy going down to the marina and checking to see in the boat. What I thought this would be good is it works with 4G, has a solar panel so you don't need to keep charging it and you don't need power. And looks to be fairly good, and it was only about 35 quid, so all I need to do is add a 4G SIM card. So I'm sure any pay-as-you-go SIM card will work. What I'll try, I think of a 3-1 here, so what we'll do is have a look inside the box, and then later in the video then I'll go down to the boat and show this being set up on it, and we'll take some videos and show those as well. Okay, so let's have a look inside the box. So solar panel, there's actually a SIM card built into it, maybe an international one. Warranty period, free SIM card, blah blah blah, 10 years, 100 megabytes. So we'll have a look at that there. Obviously I was going to use 4, but I wonder would that work over here. Might be cheaper, might be some ropey international data plan that's quite cheap, so we'll give that a whack. The camera itself, so it actually is a PTZ, so you can actually spin it round. So move it around left and right, up and down. It actually has 2 cameras, so it has one at the top which is fixed, and then the PTZ, and then the 2 antennas here, like so. What I've got it all took apart. So it comes with a solar panel which is USB-C, so that potentially would charge anything USB-C. I can't seem to find, and I'll come back to that later, but I can't seem to find where you stick the 4G SIM card. But the USB power's here, and there's a wee switch on and off behind the rubber. Now don't do what I did the first time off camera and rip the whole thing off, because there's a bit of a balls to get back in again. Other than that there, it's just the mounts. This one here I figured out is for the solar panel, and then basically there's 4 screws, so there's this wee panel here. So what my plan is, because I don't want it in the boat all the time, I don't need it when I'm sailing, it's probably going to get in the way. What I'll do is I'll make something that can drop onto the bars at the back. So basically screw these 2 on, and then, or that as the case may be, and basically drop it onto the push pit at the back, and then whenever I'm going sailing I can just lift it off and move it into the cabin out of the way, and all the rest. And then when I'm finished, stick it back on, and basically that should rather than a hard fix or tying it on, I'd rather something sort of semi-permanent that's easy to remove. So let's try and figure out how to get this working. So I'll charge it up and check the app and go over the app and stuff like that there just before we get it on the boat. So getting a bit further now, I've got my SIM card. So I got a Smarty Sim card that's about 4 quid a month for 2 gigabytes data. The one SIM card that came with it wasn't that great. It was like $10 a month, and it was international and stuff like that there. So I got a Smarty Sim card, and I found the slot. So basically in this camera here, it slides down, there's a wee rubber bit, opens up like that. This is where it got fun. So basically the micro SD goes face up, I would say down. What happened the first time was I didn't realise which hole was which. Put it in there, and it fell through and into the camera, so I had to do a bit of shaking about to get it done. That wasn't bad enough. SIM card did exactly the same thing. I put it through, and it fell through the bottom hole. SIM card I'll show here. So it's got the shiny, the wee metal bit up, and you'll see the wee corner bit. So the wee corner bit goes in. So face up, corner bit down to the right hand side. So that's that set up. So then you just put that back on again, and we're ready to go. So as I was saying, I'm going to build something to mount it to my boat. So what I did was go on my favourite shop, AliExpress, and got a couple of these. They're basically wee clamps. Got a block of wood because the cameras come with screws, so that's pretty handy. So the plan is I've got the these are for cameras, and they come with like a 1/4 inch UNC connector. So I went on to Amazon and got some stainless bolts. So the plan is then bolt these here through here, and then you'll have the wee claws that'll clamp onto my push pit at the back. And if I have 2 of those, I've got 3 of these, so I might put, depending on how the thing goes, if I've got enough room I'll put 3, if I don't I'll put 2. So that means then I can clamp it on and then unclamp it whenever I'm sailing, so I don't get lost. So I'm going to go away and build this here, just hopefully just have to screw 2 holes and then screw this in, and what I'll do is come back and show you the end result. So we're making progress. So that is the 2 clamps done. So as I say, these were just 1 inch 25mm through and countersunk, so they're nice and tidy. So the plan is now to pull that on there just with screws that it came with, and then stick the solar panel on the other side like so. And basically what that'll do is clamp it in, and then I can clamp it off and put it down the cabin. So one basically self-contained unit, and no need for batteries or anything like that. This will charge it all up. Yep, so a wee bit of engineering, and we have a mount that can go on. So we'll see how it fits on the boat. See if I've made any screw ups or anything like that there, but yeah, I think in the face of it looks good, and with the 2 sides sort of counterbalancing, it's fairly balanced, so there shouldn't be too much, I'm hoping. Plus these clamps should go fairly tight, but we'll see tomorrow. I'm going to head down and check it out. So down at the boat, installing the camera, so it seems to be a good job. Not much sun though. Nice just to test it, and I have no signal on my phone, so I don't know if it's actually going to work, so that'll be the next step. So whenever I click the app and load it in, you can see that we have video. This works very well. I was a bit panicked because I thought the signal was going to be a bit iffy. One thing about these cameras that I've found out since I bought the first one is that they have specific bands, so different countries have different bands. There's some overlap, but there is some exceptions. So in the UK, I think one of the ones is 800 megahertz and it's band 20 or something like that there. Now when I looked in this one, it didn't have that band. Now when I read, I was told that would be one that would be sort of like for wider range and all the rest. But as you can see, it's actually a very good signal. There's other bands, and they're obviously used. I think it's the old 3G band, 1800 megahertz is that this is running on at the minute here now. Whenever I have my phone down there, I don't get a great signal at all in 3. So the wee antennas that point out the side seem to be working very well. I have no problem. The other thing is battery. Battery seems to be holding well. I'd actually left the solar panel unplugged by accident. I was down last night checking on the boat, and I noticed that the solar panel was unplugged, so if it plugged in now, we've lost 1 bar since Saturday, and this is Thursday, but I expect with the solar panel charging that should go back up. Once again we see sunshine, what are we in, heading into June now, so it'll probably be September before the sun comes back out again. It's usually monsoon season here in the UK in the summertime. So yeah, great job. I'll stick a video here now of what it's like, the actual video. So I've took a few, you can actually click record and take snapshots in the app. So I've took a few videos just to see what the quality's like, and I've took one at daytime and one at night time, because there's night vision and stuff like that as well. So there's infrared, so you can actually see at night. So show that now. So you have it, a very cheap way to check in your boat. As I say, this use case is going to be down on a swinging moorn when I eventually get my boat onto the sea. So if there's a storm or something like that there and I want to check in, I don't have to drive an hour and a half. I can click on my phone, see if everything's okay, just for peace of mind, so you can check in. If something does go wrong, there's probably not much you can do about it, but at least this way you can maybe get somebody to help you, or phone somebody that lives local or something like that there, rather than not knowing and having to drive to find out, or wait to find out from somebody else. Well, thanks for watching, folks. If you'd like to click like and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. Or stick a comment or any questions or anything down in the comments below. It's always great to hear from you. All right, cheers again. See you all soon. Cheers. Bye.